Hey folks, welcome back to yet another episode of Kurn's Guild Spotlight. This is episode 20. Kurn's Guild Spotlight is a short 3 to 5-ish minute long video that I put out every weekday where I spotlight various guilds who are looking for new people to join their guild for various reasons. So that's pretty much what I do, and I am always looking for submissions, so please do submit your guild. You can find out how to do so in the description below. Alright, let's head on to our guild of the day. It is Subtle Insanity. They are a horde guild on the US Stormreaver server, and you can find them at subtle-insanity.engine.com. That is subtle-insanity.engine.com. They are a 10-man heroic raiding guild, and they are currently 8 of 13 heroics in Throne of Thunder. That means that they have down Jinrock, Horden, Council of Elders, Tordos, Jikun, Primordius, Iron Khan, and the Twin Consorts. Something that I found interesting about this particular guild is that they emphasize that a lot of them have personal achievements like Hand of Adal, which, is my favorite title of all time, Conqueror of Naxxramas, which is also kind of difficult to have gotten, Herald of the Titans, which is easier these days, but still, Light of Dawn, which was difficult back in the day, Firelord, and more. Like, these people have been playing for a long time, and they have been playing at a high level for a long time in order to collect titles like these. So that's what made this guild interesting to me. When do they raid? They raid on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. So that's 4 nights a week from 8:30 p.m. until 11:30 p.m. Central Time, which is server time. So that's 9:30 till 12:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Or 6:30 until 9:30 p.m. Pacific Time. So not terrible for East Coast raiders and still reasonable for Pacific Coast raiders. So definitely decent times, and that's about 12 hours a week of raiding, which, honest to God, that's my preferred level of raiding. I think 15 hours is a little much. I think 9 hours is not quite enough. So I like 12 hours. So that's a decent schedule right there, in my opinion. What are they looking for? As always, they're looking for a Resto Shaman. Who is not looking for a freaking Resto Shaman out there? I'm serious. So Resto Shaman or Disc Priest or Mistweaver Monk. So they're looking for healers, but not Pallies or Holy Priests or Resto Druids, but the Shaman, Disc Priest, or a Monk. In terms of range DPS, they're looking for Elemental Shaman or a Moonkin. And in terms of melee DPS, they're looking for an Enhancement Shaman or a Fury Warrior. So basically, if you have a Shaman, check these guys out. They seem to be looking for a variety of things, but really a healer, a ranged, a melee. Let's see, the server that they're on is the US Stormreaver server. It's a PvP CST server with about 141,000 characters, so that's a pretty large server. It's not massive, but it's pretty large. And it's got about 55,000 Alliance characters and about 86,000 Horde characters, which makes things interesting because Subtle Insanity, as mentioned before, is a Horde guild. So you sort of outnumber the Alliance, but you probably still want to hang out with people when you're doing things like dailies. This is a very big server in terms of rating. There are 67 guilds who have gone at least 1 of 13 heroics in tier 15 content. Lots of them. About 3 guilds have gone through and cleared out Heroic Throne of Thunder, but there's a lot of guilds working through this content. And what is interesting is that this is pretty much all Horde guilds. There may be 55,000 Alliance characters on the server, but they're not really raiding all that much because there aren't that many Alliance guilds killing things in this content. So the raiding progression is dominated by the Horde, which makes me personally sad. But hey, good for Subtle Insanity and other Horde guilds on that server. So like I was saying, Subtle Insanity is, a 10-man raiding guild. They're really looking for like-minded people who are passionate about raiding. Their experience just demonstrates how passionate they've been for so long about this game, and that's something that I sort of have in common with them, except that I no longer raid. So good on them for continuing to, play and be passionate about the game. They keep a small roster, and they're very efficient when it comes to rotating people in and out. They really feel that experience matters. If you're going to fit in with them, you need to have gone through, crappy things like Heroic Lich King, Heroic Ragnaros, things like that, knowing how brutal Heroic Syndragoza was, for example. They really want to know that what heroic raiding is all about. So experience really matters to them. As a reward, basically, you get a bunch of perks, flasks and potions, feasts and repairs are all provided. You're basically guaranteed the meta achievements in the end, content mounts. Once again, they are looking for healers, Resto Shaman, Disc Priest, Mistweaver Monk, or for DPS, Elemental Shaman, Moonkin, Fury Warrior, or Enhancement Shaman. So that is Subtle Insanity, and you can find them once again at subtle-insanity.engine.com. That'll do it for today's Guild Spotlight. Tune in tomorrow for yet another episode of Kurn's Guild Spotlight. Please don't forget to follow me on Twitter at kurnmogh, that's at KURNMOGH. Check out my blog at kern.apotheosis-now.com, and check out my soon-to-be live, fully functional website at kern.info. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you back here tomorrow.